Whoa. Okay, I did a thing and I messed my screen up. I'll be right back.
You're live.
Okay, so that's kind of fun. Everyone knows I'm not techie. I really will be right back. I can't see anything except you know what? This is therapeutic. This is therapy. This is crash course therapy in the Akashic Kitchen tonight. So hi, everyone.
I promise you are live, though.
I know I'm totally live. We're going with it. This is spirit teaching me a lesson in the moment about how to show up. And then I don't really have to be able to see myself or anything that's happening on the screen in order to introduce a beautiful guest. This evening, the name of that beautiful guest is Chris Alyssia, and she's here with us tonight. Chris Alyssia is creator and founder of Ascended Warrior. And I'm going to let her do a little dance here and introduce herself while I dash off screen, close my browser, and make things work right. I'll be right back.
Well, now that I have a captive audience, hi guys, my name is Chris Alyssia. I am former U.S. Air Force, current spiritual warrior is really what it's necked down to. My spirituality came up through the more physical forms. For me, spirituality wasn't about seclusion. It wasn't about unicorns and butterflies. For me, being a spiritual person was all about protection, protecting others, bringing the light to the darkest spaces. So that is how I created my own truth, was realizing that spirituality could be militant, for lack of a better term. So Ascended Warriors is all about bringing spirituality to warriors, people who identify with that type of energy, first responders, military, other people who have survived everything that life threw at them, and they come out the other side like, all right, now what? Those are my people. Those are the people that I want to bring spirituality to help them find themselves so that they can help stand up against the darkness.
You're so beautiful.
I never know what I'm going to say. I completely vamp every time I'm up here. Okay, let's see where we go.
It's all good. That's what we do here. As you can see, we don't need to script it, and we can't if we try, because some shit will happen.
Absolutely right. You're all red-faced. Sorry, take a deep breath.
Is my face red?
You look like you ran in and out of the room a couple times.
It was an energetic run that was happening when you go live and then everything begins to fail, like your whole cyber world crashes in front of you and it's just you alone with your camera. Yeah. It's fun times. It's fun times. And I don't know, there's no one else I would rather have that happen with than you.
I will definitely roll with it. There's very little that's going to happen on here that's going to make me sweat. I assume. I'm just guessing.
All right. So the dream world, the dream talk.
Yes.
Your speciality of dreams. Yeah. I don't think I've ever asked you this question, and I have to now because it's in my awareness and I can't not. How did you get into Dreamwork? What led you to this? Say hi to us, guys, as you're coming on, and let us know what's alive in your field in dreams. What's up with you? And we'll check in with you in the chat here in just a couple of minutes. But I want to hear this. Like, how did you get called into this work?
So it's actually a complicated story. So when I was 13, my parents decided to get divorced, and it became like really traumatic. My mother became abusive. She started drinking. She took it out on me as the oldest child. So my escape from all that was sleep. I slept for 13 to 16 hours a day. If I wasn't in school or playing sports, I was sleeping. And when I was asleep, I started having these reoccurring dreams where I was this warrior woman and I was traveling through time and space, protecting people. And it was so vivid to the point where I even had a name for her, and she was the child of light. So wow. That was my escape for like 3 years, was to the dream world. I even looked up like Wiccan spells just to stay in my dreams because they were just so much more vivid and real than the life I was living. And it was not until I got out of the military, did all that other stuff, that I finally said, okay, I need to figure out what these dreams are all about. And I was a huge fan of Edgar Casey's work, and he had a dream interpretation class. So I took it and quickly learned that not only have my dreams been talking to me since I was 13, like vividly, but that woman in my dreams was me. That was my ideal life. That was the work I was doing when I was asleep. It wasn't my imagination. That was work I was doing.
Yeah.
And it touched me so profoundly that there was just no going back. They became an absolute obsession, like how to open yourself up to that other language, that other world. It's 50% of who you are. And yet we almost never pay attention to it.
We spend how much time in dream time?
Like 60% of our lives, I think, are spent in dreams or something outrageous. Yeah. So there's so much information. And when I learned how to find my own language, I realized that helping other people find their dream language was just phenomenal. You can see the light switches coming on and how that information instantly changes their worlds.
Would you liken it to finding your intuitive abilities? Like that's the dream version of tapping into your intuition.
Absolutely. When we talk about like the Akashic records, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as your dream worlds. They're sharing messages. They're messages that are readily available for you at any time. All they need you to do is listen. It's just so much wisdom in there. What are you dealing with currently? What are you supposed to do with your life? What are you doing as a soul? Where is your evolution as a soul? Where is the planet going? Like all of that information is in your dreams, just like in the Akashic records. So it's another form of divine information that's readily available. And I love some of the examples of this, like Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein were huge followers of their dreams, to the point where Einstein even said that the theory of relativity came to him while he was sleeping. And I've had dreams like that. I woke up in the morning,
I do that.
Numbers. I had like a sequence of numbers, and well, this isn't it, but I had to write them down. I was like, I've got numbers in my head. And I looked at it and I found a mathematical pattern in our basic numeric system that I shouldn't have known about. Math is not a passion of mine in any way, shape, or form, but it was there. It was there. It was real. And there was just no denying it when I wrote it down. I'm like, how the hell? Why? So why not? Why not pay attention to what's happening there?
Right. What has that done for you? Can you encapsulate that? Can you articulate it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It let me know I am who I am meant to be. That's what my dreams told me. Because for the longest time, the military background and the spiritual background never mixed in my mind, in my life. So I just never felt like I belonged. I wasn't militant enough for the military. I'm certainly not spiritual enough for the spiritual people. My family, I was very much an outsider with them. So I just never felt like, I was like, why do I feel like I'm on the wrong path? When I started paying attention to my dreams, I realized I was exactly who I was meant to be. There were no mistakes. There was no being an outsider. I was exactly who I created myself to be in this life. And that is a profound reality when you accept that. It changes everything. I mean,
that's soul level alignment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. The soul purpose thing, I think, is what most people don't. How am I trying to say this? When you start interpreting your dreams, a lot of people are doing it for small things. Like, what do I do at work? Do I try for this promotion or do I leave this job? But the information is so much more vast than that. And when you start paying attention, you'll see patterns that are most assuredly pointing to your soul mission versus just your day-to-day job. It's so much bigger than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
And the sky's really the limit when you start paying attention.
The language of dreams. Are you down to field some questions?
Sure.
Because there's some stuff rolling through the chat. I don't know if you see it over here.
Long paragraphs. Are you going to read them to me? How are we going to do this?
So yeah, let's see.
Okay.
First of all, if you have a specific question about one of these dreams, ladies, I know Kelly does because she put a message in the chat when I posted about this live that we're doing earlier today. So I know she's got some questions about why she's seeing this woman in her dream, or why she did. So Kelly says, maybe a year or two ago, I had a vivid dream about my mom who is deceased. She was young. It took place in the 70s and her eyes were dilated. She just stared at me the whole time. And at the end came toward me in unnatural movement. Think of the girl from The Ring, like, right? She says, I'm watching this show about cold cases and this chick was murdered in the 70s. She looks just like my mom when she was young. And she has the same eyes as the girl in my dream. I believe this is the woman from my dreams. I know her name. So she asked when she posted about that, what is she to do with this information? What is the purpose of this? What do you do with that?
So
why is it showing up for her?
When you listen to things like that, there's certain things that pop out. And that's really how dream interpretation works, especially as a group. You share the message and you say, all right, what pops out? So for me, for sure, the eyes being dilated, there's something there about the eyes. So I wonder what that would mean to Kelly. Like, what does that mean to her when the eyes are dilated? What does that mean about the person? And when we were talking about this earlier, it really resonates as some kind of soul mission that she's already doing. I don't believe this is the only time she's dreamt of something like this. There's something either helping people pass on or helping. This is that I'm listening to spirit as I'm saying this. So I
got you. I'm right there with you.
So what I'm hearing is something about uncovering this woman's story, even if it's just for your own knowledge. Is like soothing a soul that died tragically, and your soul purpose is somehow wrapped up in this work, helping souls pass on or helping souls just have a voice. I don't know if that resonates with you at all.
I'm hearing medium.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely, yeah, me too. Yeah,
really let us know how that resonates with you, or how that takeaway kind of lands with you. And
she could very well have a message for you to pass on to somebody. And you might get a click if you read the story, if you research her a little bit. You might get a click of information or a download of information that you need to pass on, even if it's just a blog or.
Yeah. Like, see, it's almost like when you find a crystal and you're like, oh, why was I drawn to that? Look it up.
Absolutely right.
See what's there, see what's in the history and the data set. When you search that woman, what kind of pops out at you?
Yeah, nothing comes to you randomly.
Right.
There's always a reason. And sometimes just researching it will give you more information.
She says, yeah, I do have a role with giving a voice. I'm doing soul work relating to being a voice for voiceless, like human trafficking, etc.
So it could be that this woman has a message that you can use in your work to help soothe people, to help empathize and to give them strength. A lot of souls, when they pass on, don't leave in the sense that we think. They're not ghosts, but they have work that they still do here. Their death was directly related to their soul mission. So they stick around to support people. It's like you experience that life intentionally so that you could get a specific certificate and then turn around and use that to teach others. I've never really thought about that before, but that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, making those ties in the physical realm.
Sounds a lot like Parker, what Parker went through with Katie. You come in into a very traumatic life so that when you're passed on, you can now help others not suffer as much.
Yeah. Wow.
I like that. I'm going to have to sit on that one.
Incredible work you're doing too, Kelly. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is fun. Brandy.
Very nice. Very X-Men. I love that.
Right on, girlfriend. That's all I have to say.
I heard the coolest thing about lucid dreams when I was studying this was that you could take an evolutionary jump in your dreams, if you were lucid, by just acknowledging that you knew you were dreaming. And people who would do this would feel a light come down on them. It was almost like God had opened up a window for them, because they're like, hey, I'm here. I'm acknowledging that I'm here. And it allowed them to talk to God directly or talk to spirit directly. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. I haven't experienced it yet, but I get really sucked into my dreams. They're like blockbuster movies in there. So I got work to do.
Callie keeps trying. I told you, I think, once about the dream that she said she keeps having, and it's linear.
Yep.
Like she'll leave off, become conscious, have her day, go back to sleep, and lay back into the dream. And every time she dreams this dream, it picks up where it left off.
That's very much how those early dreams were for me, and why I fell in love with them so much. Was it was like I was living another life. When I shut my eyes, I was back into this other body. So she could very well be working, and she's just, it doesn't talk to you the same way it would normally, because it's trying to talk to you in a language that you understand, but it's translating from divine. So if you are really attached to dolphins, or you have a really contentious relationship with your mother, it'll bring dolphins and your mother into a dream to pass on some information. That dolphin being loving and caring, whatever it means to you, and your mother being a traumatizing situation. It's what they represent, not what they are. So you really have to learn what that symbolism is for you. All the dream books in the world can't help you. If
it's your language.
Right. It's like bananas mean no. And Freud with everything means a penis. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so you're telling me that the dream book that I have, all right, it's not on this shelf, it's in the other room, but it's like 10,000 plus dream interpretations, and it looks like a dictionary version of a dream encyclopedia where you just look it up.
There's a reason that we don't go to those all the time. Because they don't speak to us. Maybe some things do. Maybe some things resonate, but nothing's universal. So what I recommend to people, and what I teach anybody who comes to me for Dreamwork, is start your own. Start your own dream dictionary. When you have a dream, write it out. Pull out the nouns, people, places, and things. Write them down, and write down what they mean to you. What does your mother mean to you? What do clowns mean to you? What do doves mean to you? Whatever it is. And you'll start to see them popping up repeatedly to talk to you. They're forming sentences. They're forming messages. But that book gives you great ideas, but it might not resonate with you.
Right.
You're the only one it's speaking to. Nobody can tell you what that means. I know, right?
I know. It's just so like blows up the programming.
Oh, for sure. And that was one of the things that our teacher was very, very careful of. She's like, okay, when you go forward to teach this, you have to be very clear that no one can interpret your dreams for you. Right. They can only give you insight, and you can say what resonates and what doesn't. They're getting downloads, but that's your language that they're trying to help you see from a different way. They can't tell you what it means. They can just say, hey, if you look at it this way, how does that feel to you? You're the only one who can interpret your own dream.
Yeah.
And my favorite technique for this, it's called the fairy tale. So you write out your dream. You take all those keywords out, like I talked about, and you write down what they mean to you in one or two other words, like synonyms. So replace dove with peaceful. And then you rewrite your story with those new words, those new synonyms, and read it to yourself. It's like uncovering a novel. So you just replace the nouns with what they feel to you. What's that old game? Mad Libs. Yes.
Oh, yeah, where you just
Mad Lib
blanks and you just, yeah.
it will read completely different. And when I was doing dream journaling, that was my favorite technique. It's profound when you write it back and you read it to yourself. You're like, holy crap, I had no idea I was dreaming about that. Pretty wonderful.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, if Callie wasn't preoccupied, I'd ask her about her dream life and ask her to share with us. She just gave me a look. She's like, no.
Hi, Callie. How you doing?
Hi, Chris. I'm good. How are you?
Say hi to Facebook, Callie. You're live.
Hi,
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. It really is when you start uncovering that. So one of the things that I've offered in the past, and I plan to do again, is dream groups. And these are virtual groups that meet, and you just come in, you share your dream, or you listen, and everybody participates. You know, what stood out for you? What kind of downloads are you getting from spirit? What is your gut telling you might be important about that dream? And the more people come together as a cohesive community, the more in touch they are with each other's dreams, to the point where you can give me 2 sentences of a dream after we've been together for a couple of weeks. And it's like, I'm there with you.
And you're like, oh, you know what that is.
Oh, we've merged.
Yes, and it's the thing from the other day, and you got
amazing. It's such a cool way of building a community.
I love that. So when are you doing this? Do you have a date set? Come on.
So I travel all the time. So I always end up putting it off. But during the retreat, we will do spiritual groups every night. So even those who are just coming in virtually can come into the dream group and they'll be a part of it. We'll do everything in Zoom so that anybody who wants to share can share. If you just want to listen and be a part of the community, you can listen and be a part of the community. I would like that to continue on. I'd like to build up a community of people that just click and they get power and energy from being around each other. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yes.
That's the same kind of reflection that you get from the things that happen in your day to day and your intuition. It's like we're saying, it's the same thing, different.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it is a wonderful way for people to practice their intuition with each other in a really safe space. Yeah. So just listening to her dream, Kelly's dream, that's my intuition. I'm seeing images, I'm sharing what pops into my head. And as you do that, you get immediate feedback on whether or not that's resonating with somebody. So it's a great way for me to practice my intuition while helping others interpret their language. It's a blast. It's an absolute blast.
That sounds amazing. All right. So we've touched on it, but I think it's time to just blast it, because this has got to be one of the most exciting parts for me of the Mount Ida trip, of the Muses Shift Retreat, is doing this dream work with you. I've been so drawn to it for so long and have never really dipped my toe in, so to speak. And hearing what you've said today, just about the fact that it's my language. You can get to know me and get to know better what these things mean, but I will know better than anyone else.
Yeah.
And having that foundational knowledge and the reflection and just all of that sounds super yummy to me.
Yeah. The divine mirror is how we get to interact with each other. So we'll be doing a class on dream interpretation, how it works, some of the ways to start a dream journal, ways to help with dream recall, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. And everybody can remember their dreams. I 100% believe that. There are techniques.
It's like working a muscle, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely right. You set structure in there to help yourself remember. And then every evening of the retreat, we'll do a stream of these dream groups. So both the dream interpretation class and the dream group will all be part of the virtual package as well, for those who can't be there in person.
Yes. We're going to put some information in the chat about this. We'll drop some links, but this Muses retreat takes place in just a couple of weeks.
I know. I'm so excited.
Oh, we're going to be doing so many fun things. The crystal. Okay, so can you grab your crystal?
Oh, yeah. So I got I'm on San Diego, and I went into a crystal shop and I said, okay, I need a crystal for this retreat.
Yes.
And this is what spirit led me to, because it does not play around. This thing is about 6 pounds of amethyst masterfulness.
Magic.
Isn't she beautiful? I have no idea how I'm supposed to display her. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm feeling one of those stands to just hold her right up.
Oh, she's so good.
And do you suppose it'll be one of those that you remember Emily with her quartz, the rose quartz?
Oh, that you could stand up.
Can you balance that?
Oh, it's heavy as crap, though. Maybe I shouldn't try it while I'm in a rocking chair.
Maybe not, but it's worth playing with.
It is. You're absolutely right. I hadn't thought of that.
Super magic.
Yes. That's because I'm obsessed with all things crystal. The mining at the quartz mines in Arkansas is what I am most looking forward to. It's just getting my hands in the dirt and finding what crystals call to me.
Digging.
Amazing.
Crystals in earth.
This will be one of our mascots. And I've already got the crystal essence or the channeled essence that we're going to do. I found some wonderful stones here in San Diego that will go into that. So everybody who participates, virtual or in person, will get this essence that will help connect them to the community. And the power of the retreat is about transformation. We're cracking each other wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you got the food, the self to soul. We've got the human design. Who are you on a DNA level? We got the dream work. What are your dreams saying to you? And then we have the life between lines. What is your soul? This is completely cracking you open. Do you want to know who and what you are?
All right. Can we just take a deep breath and soak all that in? That's a lot. It's a lot of really profound shifts in energy.
Yeah. And it's the time for it. I know I'm not the only one who has had to turn off the television just to stay sane. All right. I cannot fall into the fear. I won't let myself. And every time the TV or my family or anybody else is saying, hey, stay home, get vaccinated, otherwise you will kill people. It makes me want to stand up and say,
do you just want to go like this?
You guys are missing the point of being spiritual divine beings. Find that. Find your divine essence, and the fear does not exist. It does not have a place to latch on anymore. So this is the time of light workers. When the time is darkest, there's the potential for the greatest light. This is our time. We need to stand up, and we are stronger when we join together in every way, shape, and form.
And join together we shall. At the node of Mount Ida.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're activating a spiritual node of the planet, too. 1 of 24.
Deal. I'll be back going to activate the planet. I shall see you later.
Yeah. Just plan at least 12 retreats in the future because we're going to all of them.
Yep. It's a retreat crusade.
Yes. Oh, I love that. The Crusade series. But the good kind, not the massacre kind.
Right. The good kind with all the shiny crystals.
Yes.
I love you so much.
I'm envisioning it. Oh, it's good.
It's right there.
Oh, I know. So many amazing places to go and so many amazing people to see. And they can find their soul groups, just like, we have.
That's how we do. Yeah, spiritual retreat. It's incredible what happens when you come together in a community of people that see themselves and everyone else differently, and you have that kind of a mirror to work with.
Yeah. And a lot of us need that. We're so hard on ourselves. So when you see someone open-heartedly tell you how amazing you are, that can change you just in itself. And you are amazing, my dear.
I love you.
I love you,
magical goddess. Come hang out with us, guys. Come hang out with us in Arkansas and dig for crystals, and let's talk dreams and eat life force healing foods and do water blessings and qigong and learn about our human design. what is that DNA level soul essence all about?
Find out why you're here.
It's going to be a beautiful excavation.
Yes, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Excavate your soul. I can see the poster now.
All right, you guys, I'm kicking everyone off of this live because I want her to myself. We have plans to chat and only just a little while left to do it. So as much as I love all of you, I am keeping Chris Alyssia and all of her goodness to myself through the rest of the hour. Love you. We'll drop deets for you about the Arkansas Shift Retreat and all the magic that's about to unfold, because it's about to be so yummy up in Arkansas. If you're anywhere near us, you are missing out if you're not with us. Love you guys. See you later, Facebook.